It's week 9 of the NFL. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' speedy running back. He's been a frequent end-zone tourist. He's second in the league in rushing touchdowns. It's the Raiders and the Chiefs. All that and more. Coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in week 9? And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. And Mahomes going to put it up right away. Throw left side, complete. That's Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
Well, this defense certainly knows they're going to have their hands full trying to slow down this passing game. Here's an example on the very first play from scrimmage. I think we'll see some different looks, maybe some pressure from different places, but it didn't work there, and it's a quick first down.
Throwing now is Mahomes. He'll get this one to Kelsey. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Three yards on the play.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Mahomes now to throw. And no hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy. But they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Delay of game.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he lost the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
So now it's the Raiders' turn to go on offense for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. but there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll start with a run by Mitchell, and he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
This defense has a lot to be proud of coming off of the game they played last week. When you only give up 14 points in a game, not only do you give your team a chance to win, you fully expect to win because you figure your offense is going to score more than that.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down. The Raiders sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's to the Notre Dame man, Michael Mayer. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Carney. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. 2nd down and a yard. Looking to throw. Carney. That's to the left side where he's got Bowers. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll run with Mitchell. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The ball back to the Chiefs and Isaiah Pacheco. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. Got a full game ahead of him. Hand it to him again. See if they can start to produce.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Well, these two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Chiefs who got the road victory there, so now looking to claim the season series at home in KC. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Chief linemen might have moved. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Here's Mahomes to throw. And this one is incomplete. You look at this Raiders defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Mahomes going to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Jordan Stout now. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Pulled in at the 24. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raiders offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And as we check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into the weekend, see a familiar name there near the top of the leaderboard, currently 2nd in that category. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
There on the stop was Leo Chanel. This defense for the Chiefs, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Carney. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Back to throw now on first down. That's to Bowers once again. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Second and 13. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Third down, now even tougher. Third and 13 after that loss of a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He finds Austin complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 41-yard line. So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. From the gun, a give to Mitchell. He'll get this down to the 38.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run. But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
Well, at that rate, picking up 3 yards a carry, you and I both know that doesn't cut it in this league and trying to get first downs unless you're playing 4-down football. Then that's a whole different situation, but I don't think that's what they're trying to do here. 3rd and 4, though, is still manageable.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 25-yard line. And now an audible here into something else. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Tucker. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. The kick by Carlson is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
Back to the ground here, Mitchell. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Carney. That's complete right around the 8. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Pacheco gets it again on second down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
In motion, the tight end, Kelce. Looking to throw is Mahomes. This one complete. It's Rashee Rice. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
A yard, all they need, but it's third down. To throw, it's Mahomes. And a throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's fourth down.
Not many brews just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon, as I'm starting to detect an murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a fourth down.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
2nd and 6. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has, percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. From the gun on 3rd down. Carney. That is caught. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They run over center with Mitchell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
From the gun on third down. Carney, that's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Back to throw. Carney. Short throw caught by Bowers. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up second down. Looking to throw. Carney. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 37. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 3. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Raiders.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Brock Bowers from 10 yards out. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Rice. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a 3rd and 6. In motion, the tight end, Kelce. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be 1 completion away from stealing a late field goal here. This is caught by Tucker. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we sit past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game, we skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Raiders offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9 now. He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And the officials here are going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Hands it off out of the gun. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Back to throw. Carney forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Michael Dana. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Carney. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
55-yard attempt.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. That ball caught. It's Rice. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Caught, Kelce, left side. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. And Xavier Worthy from 6 yards away. And the Chiefs get a bit closer. Extra point by Butker is on target. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. Now they'll change things around before the snap. And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well. Because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam through the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. These two have hooked. Times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Carney. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Looking to throw. Carney escaping the pressure right. Pass complete right side to Bowers. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And how nice is it for him to know that when he gets outside the pocket, he's got a reliable tight end he can go to. So he's able to look his way, find his big target, and set up 1st and goal.
Back to throw. Carney. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Brock Bowers, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Raiders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. That one caught by Rice. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the park. Guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And this offense on third down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Mahomes to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stares on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one. Right now as they start 1st and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 61 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Brought down at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on front. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You and I have been around teams, and they all have goals for games, don't they? And every team we've ever talked to says what?
No turnover.
Don't turn the ball over. 0. And they were that close to getting it done. Won't cost them today, but they'll hate that when they're watching the game tape.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. So this is where a defense can really pin back its ears, bring it all, sell out to stop the run. This time, it'll earn them 2 points.
They definitely guessed right here. A run blitz all the way, and that's a bad feeling for a running back when he knows he's got to at least get it over the goal line. But all he sees are opposing jerseys.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now a handoff looking right. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
2nd and 11. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Raiders.
They run with Cunningham. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
They'll roll. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Off the play fake. Carney.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Here's A.J. Cole now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Mahomes going to throw.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Jacorian Bennett has it, and they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On the handoff, Mitchell.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
63 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Here's Cunningham. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. They go with Cunningham. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Raiders are closing in on a 6-2 start as they extend this fourth quarter advantage. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Now here's Mahomes.
That's into the hands of Worthy. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From midfield, here's Mahomes.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 39. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw once more.
That's complete, left side to Worthy.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. To throw, it's Mahomes.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
Good coverage there. Getting a hand on it was Nate Hobbs.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. Momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one. Determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Again, Cunningham here on the ground. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
But now he appears to be in some pain.
We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And this win was impressive, Charles. And look, they were honest with us this week. They had this game circled on the calendar for quite a while, coming in and taking down the reigning Super Bowl champions.
And you and I both know from experience that having the title reigning Super Bowl champs is a blessing, but a curse when the next season begins, right? Because everyone circles that game on their schedule. They can't wait to come in and play, and they often do things you don't even expect because they figure, what do we have to lose? We're playing the Super Bowl champs.
So for Las Vegas, they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule.
And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, Their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.